Alright, so I ported the 872 muffler last night, put this West Coast universal port on it. And I still got the Hexa on it, so I'm going to run it a little bit and see if that helps make a little more power. And then the 441 had the throttle cable hooked up wrong. So it's got two little brass pieces on the end of the cable, and I had it on the last one. It should be the second one in. So the throttle was kind of spongy and weird, so now I got 100% throttle. It feels good. So I'm going to run it a little bit here, and then when I get home I'm going to pull it down and port it. So make a couple of cuts here. So this is the Hexa. This is wet pine. So this is making a lot better chips than the dry fir I was cutting it in at home in the previous video. So. So you can see the difference there. That's a bone stock 441, 28-inch bar, full skip, full chisel. It is a round file, but man, that port on that 872 really makes that thing come alive. Gives it more top end, a little more RPMs, and it makes more usable torque, if that makes sense. It allows you to rev up high enough to where you're really using that torque. And so I'll change the tack over. I'm going to run it again, but it's a noticeable difference. And so that 441, I think it really needs to be ported, but also ported on the exhaust too. I think it's choked out so bad. So anyway, I'm not going to bother running the 441 anymore. I'll swap the tack over on the 872 and run that a little bit more. Another little tip you guys may or may not know about: I use a laundry detergent jug for my gas or my bar oil, just a regular gallon jug for gas. But this thing, you can just pour it in there, and when it's standing up, it drains down in there. But then you have a no drip spout too. So this thing has been leaking some oil out of the oil cap, so I might try throwing a steel O-ring on it, but I'll probably end up throwing an OEM cap in it. So it's just enough to where it's kind of annoying. It's dripping on the floor and making a little bit of a mess. Gas cap's not leaking though, so that's good. Yeah, so far this 872 is actually a pretty good saw. I'm having fun with it, so it'd be kind of fun to port it, bump up the compression and all that. Well, the tape on the tack just came loose, but it was, the torque spot is about 8300, and the sweet spot for the RPMs cutting in a little bit lighter load is about 9500. So it's actually cutting really good. So I'm actually pretty impressed with that saw. Like any other saw, I guess the exhaust makes a pretty big difference. So a little shout out to Two Stroking Saws. I don't have any sponsorship or affiliation with them, but I just saw a Facebook ad for their overstock and their returns, and so it's a refurbished saw, but it literally looks brand new. And 180 bucks, and then I've got the dogs in on it, West Coast dogs, 50 bucks. The Hexa chain, West Coast universal port, and so far that's it. So the fill up that you saw me put in there, that's the 4th tank of gas, you know, so not a lot of run time on it yet, but it's getting better. It's running pretty good. It's oiling good, you know, a couple little things like the gas cap. So yeah, I'll just keep running it and keep posting videos about it and tell you guys what's going on with it, you know, if anything does come up. And then after I feel like I'm done with it, done playing around, porting it and stuff, you know, then I'll give it away. So let me know what you guys think of that saw, and if you guys have any experience with doing a port, you know, porting the cylinder or the exhaust on one of these for yourself. It seems like a lot of people are getting the 892 over the 872, but you know, for a clone of an 80s model saw, I mean, this thing's running good. It's got a lot more torque than I expected. So anyway, you guys have a good day.